Hello, happy April. My name is George and this is my channel. Well, if you follow me for the last little while, you may already know what I'm up to, but if not, here's a little recap. About a month ago, I bought this pickup truck that I'm sitting in, and it's a 1989 Chevrolet C1500. It's not running. Hasn't been running in about 10 years or so, and I am working to get this thing back on the road. I mean, problem is I'm limited here. I'm outside in the driveway. It's been winter most of March. Right now it's changed. Weather is beautiful, and in the last video I've just managed to get the old oil filter off, change the oil in the truck, install the battery. I don't know if I even showed you that, but yeah, right now the truck is able to crank, but the spark plugs are taken out. The fuel system is taken apart, so obviously it's still not running. But there are ways to get it running just to see what the engine actually sounds like and if it will start. So that's kind of what I'm working on in this video. For right now, I'm going to rig up a remote starter that I can operate from under the hood, because I can't reach, like when I crank it with the ignition key from here, I can't reach far enough to try anything, you know, like spray any fuel into the throttle body and things like that. So the next goal is to make this crank over with a remote switch. I bought a few things for that. I'll show you. Alright, what I have so far is a roll of black wire. What gauge is it? 16 gauge. Got a few crimp terminals. I also have the switch. This brass push button switch. It could be used for other purposes. The one concern about this is that there's no insulation around it, so I'm going to find a container to put this in. And I also have this alligator clip that I can connect to the starter. There's a very thin wire on this. It's from something else, from a test light that's no longer working. I think I'm going to uncrimp this here, or maybe just solder a bigger wire onto it, like this wire here, because this one, I don't know what gauge this is. It's a very skinny one. Maybe that's not so good. And then, yeah, I'm going to use one of these to put it on the switch on each side, and also somehow on the battery. I think I could use this too, or find a way to rig this up. So right now I don't have a whole lot of time here. I'm just going to try to get it done what I can, and I'll share with you what I can, and we'll see how if it actually works. By the way, the starter, it's kind of hard to reach in that truck. I want to show you what I'm talking about. All right, we're looking at the engine compartment, and I'm sure the way I'm holding the camera right now, you could probably identify the starter way down there. And I already checked under the truck. It's not any easier, but there is an easier way, and that is from the wheel well, from the side of the fender. There's a cover over it, but I think when I removed the cover, I could see right through there. So I could see the starter solenoid like way down there. See, I could see it, but how can I ever get in there to reach it? So a few hours and a service call later, I actually put something together. See, I raided a bucket of plumbing parts. Yeah, these are drain parts, adapters, and the switches in here. See, there's my connections. I put this on the bottom so that when I put it down somewhere, it's not going to touch the ground or anything. And one of the wires has my where is it? The alligator clip So the plan is to put that on there on the starter and then run it up to the battery, and we'll go try it out, of course. Yeah, here I am under the truck once again. This truck is not exactly fun to connect anything to the starter solenoid. See, this is what I see from down here. I can see the solenoid, but I cannot see the connection where I need to hook up my clip. See, I could sort of see it when I hold my mirror up this way. Can you see that? There's the terminal. Now I gotta try to put my clip exactly on there. So I think it's hooked up in the right place, but it's possible that it's gonna come off real easy. If that's the case and it happens more than once, I'm probably just gonna unscrew the terminal and put you know, the crimp terminal on there temporarily. Probably better. Okay, for better understanding, here's a picture of a typical starter. See this big stud? It's got a wire on it that has power all the time. Now, you need to get the power on the smaller terminal that then connects the starter motor to this power. Same as the ignition switch would do. So this turned out to be like a little bit more of an ordeal than I was hoping, but I put a semi-permanent terminal on the posts on the starter solenoid, and now I got a remote starter switch here. See? So I can crank over the engine. The only thing I got to do now is determine whether I have a spark. So far the ignition hasn't been turned on. And then well, put the spark plugs back in, put some fuel into the throttle body. I don't know how well this works. I know with the carburetor you could just fill up the bowl. With this one, I guess I have to make it a constant spray of I use brake cleaner. It's highly flammable, and I want to see if this engine will come to life. No. Oh man, it looks like the battery is dead. It shouldn't be dead. Yeah, there's definitely a battery thing. The battery, I picked it up at the store. Probably should have charged it even before installing it in the truck. It was in the basement for 3 weeks. Figured it'd be warm and dry there. And I figured when I picked this up, it'd be charged, and it'd probably be charged enough to put in a car that's alive, and where you just start the engine with it and then it charges as you drive. But for what I'm doing here, I think I cranked it enough for it to kill it. So now I gotta get myself a battery charger and charge this battery. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing ever goes wrong. That's why you're watching this channel, right? So be sure to hit the like button and perhaps subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And join me again in a few days here for the continuation of this saga. It's going to get interesting very soon.